brand new day. For your business, for your family, for the promise of new financial opportunity. For over 100 years, CIT has been turning potential into financial strength. With the tools, expertise, and agility to bank like your best days are ahead. That's tomorrow thinking. Empowering you to bank like you. Learn more at CIT.com. Member FDIC.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider and are only available if the provider determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. You pay just $30 for a month's supply. And right now, get your first online doctor's visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/PGA. That's right, free, zero copay, no expensive appointments, no awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. Hims connects you to doctors online who can evaluate you and, if appropriate, prescribe your ED medication. And a pharmacy sends it right to your door. Hims makes it affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to Hims, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/PGA. That's forhims.com/PGA for your free online visit. forhims.com/PGA.
At CDW, we get that migrating your business to a hyper-converged infrastructure is challenging.
Like me switching to decaf. Gotta do it, don't want to do it, but gotta do it.
Whoa, slow down, friend. CDW's experts can help you simplify the transition from legacy to hyper-converged infrastructure with Dell Technologies solutions that offer speed and agility.
Do it, do it. Have you done it? Is it done yet? Why isn't it done yet?
IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/DellTech.
Sudden Death playoff, Kevin Kisner, Robert Streb playing 18 for the first hole of Sudden Death at the RSM Classic. Earl Forsey with our PGA Tour radio team. Robert Streb missed the fairway, and not an easy spot in one of those fairway bunkers left of the fairway, Fred.
Well, Mark Zucchino called it correctly. In the sand, hit 3-wood off the tee in regulation, had 184 in. Driver this time, 189. I'm not sure he can get this to the green. He's aiming away from the hole. Big splash of sand there. Got to leave this in position to have an approach with the third that does not reach the putting surface. That is short of the green.
Well, it's at least an angle there. He'll be pitching up the green, so an opportunity to get it up and down, but opens the door big time for Kevin Kisner.
And just more and more of an advantage for Kisner, Doug Bell.
Big time drive for Kevin Kisner, only 147 to go. He had 152 at regulation. Kis moving this from right to left. And watches this land over the slope on the right of the green now. Down on the putting surface it comes as it trickles down. And he'll have around 16 feet for birdie. Kevin Kisner to the right of the hole here at 18.
Ooh, an aggressive play. Kind of flirted with some danger over there, especially with Robert Streb a little bit out of position. But a nice shot right there for Kis. He's got him a right-to-left birdie putt with a chance possibly to win this golf tournament.
Full of players trusting Titleist with 78% of the field, relying on the speed, precision, and consistency of the Pro V1 and Pro V1X. Titleist, the number one ball in golf. Kevin Kisner, Robert Streb, two former champions in a playoff right now. The first hole of Sudden Death, both finished tied at 19 under par. Kisner 5 back to start the day. Caught Streb with a sizzling 63. Streb with a closing 68. So those two playing the 18th right now. Cameron Tringali shot 62 today. Finished a shot out of the playoff. Solo third for him at 18 under. And Bernd Wiesberger with a 63. And Andrew Landry is 64 today. Finished tied for fourth. 17 under and 2 back.
This week in the St. Pete Clearwater area, the 70th anniversary celebration continues on the LPGA Tour from Pelican Golf Club in Bel Air, Florida. It's the Pelican Women's Championship, where we can say congratulations to Sei.Young.Kim. 15 under par. That is probably going to be good enough for a 4-shot win over Allie McDonald. I say probably because she is just currently putting out on the 18th green. So not official yet, but almost official. Put her in the book. Sei.Young.Kim going to be your winner.
Let's get down to 18 right now, and the playoff, Fred Albers.
And just short of the green, Earl, Robert Streb, 94 feet. Not a bad angle, chipping uphill. Got to get this high on the right-hand side and feed it back down to the cup. He has been outstanding scrambling this week, failing only twice to get up and down, but one of those was today at the 13th hole. Plays quickly, onto the green. Now asks for this thing to release. Going to release inside of 10 feet, and that's where it'll stop. Maybe right at 10 feet. Well, certainly Kevin Kisner with the advantage, 14 feet to win.
Yeah, pretty good play right there. I think surprised that ball checked as fast as it did. So just a little outside of the line that he had, a little more to the right. So this putt will have some right to left movement in it that he had in regulation, but a shot that he was hoping to get much closer than that.
Yeah, and it may be academic at this point if Kevin Kisner can convert a birdie try 14 feet just outside of that for the possible win. And Kevin Kisner, it would be his first win in a playoff 0 for 4 in his career and his second win at Sea Island, Doug Bell.
A chance to win with this putt if it goes down from 14 feet. First playoff hole, RSM Classic. Kevin Kisner stares at the hole as he goes back and forth with the putter. Now slides that putter behind the ball. Stares at the hole one last time. Locks the head in position. That's the trigger. Birdie putt on the way. At the hole, getting closer. And no, just missed on the left side. So good effort. And Kiz wastes little time. I mean, this guy, I don't think he can possibly ever be nervous. He walks right up and knocks that in for the par. So there you go, Kevin Kisner.
Well, the stage is set now. Good putt right there for Kiz, just curled right across the front edge. So pretty much no drama in this. You make it to keep going. You miss it, the tournament's over for Robert Streb.
Yeah, it's one putt, and it's come down to a 9-footer for Robert Streb, who had the lead by 3 to start the day, played solid golf, but on a day where we had low scoring throughout the entire final round, about 3 shots under par for the entire day, Streb just couldn't get low enough and now needs to make one to keep this thing going, Fred.
9 feet, 1 inch to prolong the playoff. In a sense, this will be easier. Won't have to worry about the speed here. He will just try to bang this in to the cup. The next one doesn't matter. To prolong the playoff, strokes it, rolling to the hole and disappears. What a clutch scrambling par. We go back to the tee at 18 for another one.
Ooh, what a putt and what a par right there for Robert Streb. Drives it in that bunker. That is not an easy 4 to make there. Clutch putt. We just keep this thing going.
Well, total advantage throughout that whole first hole. The entire way was with Kevin Kisner, and Streb, even though he missed a couple of birdie tries late in the day and had that big par saver miss at 13, his putters come through late, and that was a clutch up and down for him to keep things going. So they will play 18 again. They go back to the 18th tee to play the second hole of sudden death in 60 seconds.
For over 2 decades, First Tee has created experiences that build character. We believe every kid deserves to feel supported, safe to try something new, and to be prepared for what comes next. We develop their swing, but more importantly, their inner strength, because we know what's inside doesn't just count, it changes the game. First Tee, we're building game changers. To learn more, visit firsttee.org.
4,100 miles from the Smoking Bridge in St. Andrews, you can find a replica and much, much more at St. Augustine, Florida. Home to championship golf, miles of beaches, and the World Golf Hall of Fame and Museum. Celebrate the game's greatest legends. Play the only course in the world co-designed by Arnold Palmer and Jack Nicklaus. And relax in luxurious accommodations. A legendary golf experience begins here.
So pars for both players on the first hole of sudden death. Hole number 2, which is still the 18th hole again for this second hole of the playoff at the RSM Classic. Kevin Kisner, Robert Streb, 2 former champions. Earl Forsey with John Rollins, a 3-time winner on the PGA Tour. John, how much stress is there really in a playoff? I've heard a lot of players say, you know what, stress maybe is in the final round. You get to a playoff and you've given yourself a chance to win that mate. You would think the pressure is even more so when it's toe-to-toe at the end in a sudden death playoff, but I've heard kind of the opposite. How you feel about that?
Well, I kind of feel the same way, Earl. I think that it's even more pressure because you're this close to winning on the PGA Tour. That is not an easy feat. And you get in the playoff, the last thing you want to do is just kind of give it to the other guy. At least in, regulation, if a guy just beats you or, you're coming down the stretch, you may not execute a shot here or there or miss a putt, but, that's one thing. But when you're in this situation with a playoff, it's down to you and one other guy. I feel like there's a little more pressure involved in this situation. I'm the same way with you.
All right, let's see if we get driver or 3-wood from Robert Streb. In regulation, it was 3-wood. In playoff, driver, and we are going back to driver, which is interesting. He had it in a perfect spot, although well back in regulation. Been struggling with the driver a little bit today, struggled with it in the playoff hole. Robert Streb needs fairway here. Doesn't want to roll the dice with a missed fairway again in the second playoff hole. Now this one he starts again up the left. He's trying to get it to cut. This is almost a mirror image. Is he going to get away with it? He gets away with it this time. This time it skirts the edge of the bunker, finds the left rough. Ball sitting up fairly decently, and good angle to that front right hole location. He's shaking his head. He knows he got away with one, but getting away with one might open up this hole location for Robert Streb. Now Kevin Kisner, well, you can just walk it out and place it. The last 2 times he's played this hole, he's just walked it out about 300 yards and dropped it in the middle of the fairway. Let's see if he can do it again. There's a big rip. He's looking at this one a little longer because it's leaking right, but I think he's going to be just fine. Gets a nice soft hop. He's going to skirt through the fairway and sitting up in the first cut. Oh, it rolls into the second cut. And the challenge there, John, from that second cut, front right hole location, needs to challenge that bunker. That is not a great angle to get that ball to behave to that hole location.
No, a little bit unlucky right there. Just like I said, got it going a little too far to the right. It finds its way into the primary rough. So bad angle there for Kevin Kisner. Going to be tough to control the spin to that right hole location. Even though Robert Streb is in the left rough, much better angle and a pretty good lie over there. So Robert Streb right now, to me, would have a little bit of the edge.
Neither player could birdie 18 to win coming in regulation. Pars on the first trip through 18. They were playing it again. Second hole of sudden death. Kevin Kisner, Robert Streb. As we continue our final round coverage, PGA Tour radio coverage from Sea Island Resort in a playoff at the RSM Classic.
Call SiriusXM PGA Tour Radio at 866-469-0026.
SiriusXM is now the destination for the best of podcasts. Hear some of the most popular podcasts from leading creators. From suspenseful true crime stories like Dr. Death, My Favorite Murder, and Criminal, to the biggest celebrity podcast hosts like Conan O'Brien and Mark Maron. Hear them all on the SiriusXM app, now home to the best collection of podcasts. Free for most subscribers. Just download it today and tap podcasts.
Looking for a better way to start your day? Wake up with the Morning Men on Mad Dog Sports Radio. Evan Cohen and Mike Babchick bring you sports talk from a guy's perspective and break down the hottest stories in sports and entertainment. The guys react to last night's late-breaking news and take your calls all morning long. It's a great way to start your day. Have fun with the Morning Men. Weekday mornings only on Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82. Brought to you by Geico. Whether you rent or own, Geico makes it easy to bundle home and car insurance. Go to geico.com today.
Today's horoscope brought to you by Geico.
People will take note of your sunny disposition, Sagittarius. That's because you just switched to Geico and discovered you could save hundreds of dollars a year on car insurance. However, your newfound inner glow may prompt unfounded rumors. Did you get a promotion? Or you want a juice cleanse? Did they give you too much anesthesia at your dentist appointment? Your secret is safe with us, Sagittarius.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Getting hearing aids is a hassle. Where to go? Who to trust? All the back and forth to the doctor's office to get them just right. And they're really expensive. As someone with hearing loss, I get it. As someone who lives in 2020, I just don't. That's why I created a breakthrough way to deliver premium hearing aids and care right to your couch, all for thousands less. I'm Nicole Catterett, co-founder of Lively. Lively hearing aids are FDA-approved, Bluetooth-enabled, and produce a rich, natural sound. They're programmed by doctors, delivered directly to your door. So, how do you meet your doctor? Remotely. In fact, you do everything online, which is what makes Lively so innovative. From the research-backed hearing test to get you started, to video chatting with Lively audiologists. Better hearing has never been easier.
Try Lively free for 100 days at listenlively.com. That's listenlively.com. Listenlively.com. For eligible individuals only. Lively not sold in North Dakota, Oregon, or West Virginia. See website for details and important safety information.
Major champions like Scott Simpson and Hale Irwin can be heard right here on SiriusXM PGA Tour Radio.
I like giving, you like receiving. When we get together, it's so pleasing. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
I'm Earl Forsey on behalf of the entire PGA Tour Radio play-by-play team. Thank you for listening to our coverage throughout the year. Best wishes for a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend, as well as a safe, happy, and healthy holiday season.
I want to thank y'all for all the good cooking that you do. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Second hole of a sudden death playoff between two former champs, Kevin Kisner and Robert Strett. At the RSM Classic, coverage continues. Earl Forsey with John Rollins, our analyst, with these two playing the 18th hole for a second hole now in the sudden death playoff. Fred Albers.
Earl out of the rough, 159 yards. Kevin Kisner plays away. This ball should release upon impact. This ball on the right-hand side releases up by the cut. That could go! Oh, my word, that scared the hole. That looks to be a kick-in birdie from this advantage. Oh, my goodness. Kevin Kisner with a chance to answer, but what a play out of Robert Streb.
Holy smokes, almost a walk-off right here for Robert Streb. What a shot.
Now on the other side, Kevin Kisner, Doug Bell.
From 153 yards, blocked off from where he is as far as visuals. And he sends that shot up on the green, now rolls off the back right-hand corner down that slope, which is shaved down all the way to the bottom of the slope. So right now, advantage, Robert Streb. Kiz not on the putting surface.
Oh, absolutely advantage Robert Streb. It's going to require a chip-in for Kevin Kisner to keep these playoffs alive. I mean, what a shot right there from Robert Streb. Again, finding that rough, even on the left side, pretty thin lie, able to control it, opened up the whole location, but delivered an absolute gem here in this second playoff hole.
I mean, that should have gone in. It was crazy that it didn't. It is kicking. I mean, we're inside a couple of feet. It's maybe a foot and a half or so, as that tickled the edge of the cup rolling by. And then on the other side, John, Kevin Kisner had the rules official in. He was trying to get relief. There was a drain in the first cut of rough that he was trying to get relief from. Could have affected his stance. He didn't get it, and obviously played that shot in. He's over the green. He's going to have to chip in to keep it going.
Yeah, it's just going to be basically a miracle here for Kevin Kisner. I mean, anything's possible. This game, some stranger things have happened, but an unlikely opportunity to chip this one in, coming back down the hill to this whole location, and a tough shot for Kevin Kisner, but it's a must-make. It's at this situation.
So Streb, who's looking to win for a second time in his career in a playoff again at this tournament, he was the one that was pressured the entire day by all this great scoring. Tons of players ahead of him put some heat on. Kisner caught him on the back nine, and then Robert Streb, a hiccup for him, had not made a bogey since the first round all week. 55 straight holes, bogey-free. Couldn't convert a short par saver at 13. That flipped it to Kevin Kisner in the lead, and Streb had a rally late, finally made a birdie coming in at 17, and looks like he's going to win it here in the playoff at 18. Doug Bell?
Yeah, it sure looks that way unless Kevin Kisner does something extraordinary. Now, his second shot rolled down the slope. It's shaved down on that right side and around the back of the green, and it rolls all the way down and stopped as it got close to that first cut. But the lie is fine. He's 68 feet away. And let's see if he can pitch this up onto the putting surface and get it to roll down into the bottom. That's what it's going to take. Kiz has the wedge behind the ball. Bring it in low. Bumps up on the green, hops forward, scoots past the hole on the right side, and it rolls out well down the slope. That's outside 30 feet, and that'll be for a long par putt coming up for Kevin Kisner.
Well, that likely will end the golf tournament right there. I mean, Robert Streb, I guess we'll have to wait and let Kevin Kisner hit his par opportunity. I guess has the option if he wanted to go ahead and finish and kind of seal the deal, but more than likely we'll let Kisner hit his putt. But looks like Robert Streb's going to be the two-time winner here at the RSM Classic.
Boy, after a hell of a charge by Kevin Kisner, shooting 63, coming from 5 down, had a chance to win it with that birdie try the first time they played 18 here a few minutes ago, and Robert Streb was able to answer with a great up and down and then deliver with that great second shot, which may decide this tournament. Looks like it will, Doug Bell.
23 feet for par for Kevin Kisner here on the second playoff hole. Again, Robert Streb just a foot away. So the Kiz locks onto the target. Uphill par putt is on the way. It's climbing the hill. It's rolling at the hole and into the bottom. So that's well done. Solid par. Very good par, actually, for Kevin Kisner.
And now Robert Streb. Boy, what a putt by Kevin Kisner there. So Streb has to make, Fred.
15 inches away from victory for Robert Streb for the second time on the PGA Tour. Back through and into the cup, and Robert Streb is the winner of the RSM Classic, the first two-time winner of the Classic. He collects 500 FedEx Cup points, and I imagine there'll be an extra moment of thanks at the dinner table this coming Thursday. Happy Thanksgiving, my friend.
Yeah, great week right there to Robert Streb. Congratulations to he and his family. Now a two-time winner here at the RSM Classic. And, I mean, a clutch 9-footer in that first playoff hole. Got him the opportunity to extend it and then delivered a beautiful shot here in the second playoff hole for birdie to win.
Boy, Sea Island is going to be close to his heart forever as he wins for a second time in his career. Same golf tournament, 6 years later. Both playoff wins, and Robert Streb, with that victory, is going to move up 140 spots in FedEx Cup points, 148th coming into the week. He's going to be in the top 10, number 8 in FedEx Cup points with his second career victory. After a great shot in the second playoff hole, I mean, he dialed one up. That's how you win in pro sports. That's how you win in the PGA Tour. He hit the shot there that sealed the deal.
Absolutely, and taking advantage of an incredible opportunity. 145th last year in the FedEx Cup ranking, would have lost his status on the PGA Tour, but instead, because of the pandemic, was able to maintain some status and playing privileges. Comes out here this week and takes advantage of it, now fully exempt on the tour.
Boy, just short for Kevin Kisner after a 63 to get himself in the playoff, standing by with Doug Bell.
Well, Kevin, 63, you close it, you get in the playoff, and then Robert hits that spectacular shot of the second hole. What can you say?
Hats off to him. He came back and birdied 17 after not having a great day and played great up and down the first playoff hole to keep it going. So he's a deserving champ and great guy.
And you played awfully well today. That up and down at 14 in regulation was incredible.
Yeah, it was. That really kind of kept the round together and kept me rolling. I knew I probably needed to get to 19 or 20 to start the day, and I did. So proud of the way I played, battled all week, and making only one bogey for, 74 holes. That's pretty impressive golf. So it's going to be a good offseason.
Does it give you a lot of confidence now, this tournament?
Oh, yeah. I always enjoy coming here. The golf course fits my eye. The golf course fits my game. It's a great place for my family to come hang out. So I'll have a lot of confidence heading into Maui.
Thanks, Kev.
You got it. Thanks.
Well, like you said, a tremendous week for him. Only one bogey in 74 holes. Some great stuff. 63 to get himself in the playoffs. So a lot to be proud of here for Kevin Kisner, even though he comes up just a little bit short.
Robert Streb's second win at Sea Island, standing by with Fred Albers.
Robert, congratulations. What a finish for you. Let's go back to the round. You have putts that just barely miss at 13, at 15, at 16. Did you know you had to make on the par 3 17th?
Yeah, I
I really felt like I needed to make those ones on 15 and 16 as well. I didn't know what Kiz was doing, but I knew he was playing really well, along with some other guys. But yeah, 17, I felt like had to go in. I didn't know if he was going to get to 20 or not, and I felt like it had to go in if I wanted a chance.
And a little different strategy throughout the week as far as what you hit off of 18T. Was it 3-wood during regulation?
No.
It was just a driver that wound up 189 yards away.
Yeah, I didn't get a lot of it, and it kind of hit into that upslope, and yeah, it wasn't where I thought it would be, but it was in the short grass, and I was able to have a chance at it.
Well, a great putt here on 18 to prolong the playoff. Then tell me about your approach on the second playoff hole.
Yeah, I was pretty happy it got over the bunker. I thought I'd about hit it in the same place. Was playing for a flyer, took a pitching wedge, and just was hoping we got it right. It came out kind of hot, and I was just hoping it would land soft, and it did. And obviously, I couldn't tell how far by the hole it went, but pretty happy it was that close.
I know last year hadn't been the greatest season for you. What turned it around for you this week?
It's been some battles the last few years. The putter got pretty hot the first day, second day, and then started hitting some better the last 2 days, hitting them, closer and making some putts. I missed a few, inside 10 feet coming in today, but other than that, I putted really well.
Well, it looks like the holidays are off to a great start for you. We're all very happy for you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, he putted well when he needed to, that's for sure. A 9-foot clutch putt in the first playoff hole to extend it. Only missed 6 greens the last 3 rounds of the golf tournament. Terrific effort here from Robert Streb, picking up his second PGA Tour victory.
We'll check the highlights in 60 seconds.
Imperial Headwear, the best fit in golf since 1916 and a proud partner of PGA Tour Radio, allows you to design your own hats and visors online at imperialsports.com. You can choose your style and color from hundreds of hats and even add your name on the back. Design your own hats at imperialsports.com and follow Imperial on Instagram or Twitter at Imperial Hats.
Play where the pros play and book your next golf vacation with the PGA Tour's TPC network. Take advantage of incredible spring vacation offers at some of our most iconic courses, including TPC Sawgrass, TPC Louisiana, and TPC Scottsdale. Live the PGA Tour experience and walk the same fairways as the game's greatest players. Stay and play vacation packages are available now. Visit tpc.com/XM to learn more. Welcome to golf at the highest level. Welcome to TPC.
Final round of the RSM Classic, a former champion, Robert Streb, began the day with a 3-shot lead.
Robert Streb, an 8-footer for birdie at the par 5 7th. Sends it on its way, rolling up, fading to the right, and fading into the cup. He needed that. There's the birdie for Robert Streb. He moves 1 under on the round, 18 under for the week. Consider this hole. Robert Streb with a 4, Zach Johnson with an 8. 21-footer at the par 4-9. Crosses the ridge. Now diving to the right, hanging in there, and hanging into the bottom of the cup. What a huge birdie that is for Robert Streb. He turns in 2 under 33. He is 19 under for the week. That is called breathing room.
Yeah, with a lot of players making a lot of birdies, there was some heat on Streb, but those 2 birdies going to the back 9 seemed to open things up. Not for long, though. Another former champ, Kevin Kisner, getting it done as well.
Just outside 16 feet, this will work hard to his right. Kisner trying to get the 17 under par. Looking well outside the left. Putter back, off the blade, down the slope. Working to the right, has pace, has line, he has it! Kevin Kisner, 5 under on the day. He's 17 under par.
Here at 13, Kevin Kisner, 6 feet, putter behind the ball. The Kiz gives it one last glance, and the stroke. Sends the birdie try up and dead center. He retrieves the ball, and just like that, Kevin Kisner, 18 under par. Here at 14, Kevin Kisner, 18 feet away. The putt on the way, rolling down towards the hole, making the turn at the hole and into the bottom. Oh, baby. What a save for Kevin Kisner. He stays at 18 under. That is absolutely huge.
Yeah, it was, because at that point, Robert Streb was still 1 up, but he needed a par save, a hole behind him at 13.
If somehow Robert Streb could coax a par out of this 13th hole, it would be huge. A 5-footer to save the 4, strokes it up and missed one. Just bent out to the right-hand side. That is his first bogey of this final round. That is his first bogey in 55 holes. My goodness.
Was solid around the greens all week and was really clutch with the putter from that 5-foot range, but that one not to be. That would drop him back into a tie, and we would have co-leaders at 18 under par.
Yeah, Streb's first bogey since the opening round, 55-hole stretch. It opened the door for some others like Cameron Tringali.
Cameron Tringali inside 5 feet, the comebacker for birdie to get to 17 under. To the cup and has it. Well, he wanted the big bird. He'll settle for the little one, but still a brilliant day. 7 under through 15 holes, a clean card, and now 17 under. He's got 3 holes left to go. Cameron Tringali, center of the fairway, par 4, 16th, only 88 yards. Back left hole location, trying to hit a little knockdown. Right over top the flag, and he gets it to grab. Tringali is on fire. That is in the 5-foot range. A look to get to 18 under par.
Yeah, not quite enough Mark Zecchino, but part of a great day for scoring, and Tringali gave it a run for his first win of Sunday 62.
And huge building blocks. Yes, he has to wait for his first win, but you said it, Earl. Sunday 62, 1 shy. Good for solo 30, ran off 5 in a row to end his front 9. At the end of the day, only 59 feet of putts made. That was the difference. Needed a few more, but hold on a sec. 68 spots up the FedEx points list to 33. That turkey's going to taste better Thursday with that move.
Yeah, in the end, it was a back 9 battle between 2 former champions. One of them, Kevin Kisner, about to move in front.
Here at 15, inside 4 feet, Kevin Kisner to take the outright lead. Putter behind the ball, looks at the hole one last time. The stroke sends it up and into the bottom. Kevin Kisner moves to 19 under par.
So Robert Streb, the leader the entire weekend, led by 3 to start the day. He needed a birdie at that point just to tie things up.
Within 11 feet of the cup, back through, ball rolling up to the hole and made one. What a pressure putt. Out of Robert Streb, he regains 19 under par with 1 hole remaining. The magic is back in the wand.
Well, that was a great putt there at 17 after missing some good opportunities at 15 and 16. He would give himself a 14-footer at 18, could not convert the birdie. We would be heading to a playoff.
Yeah, that playoff at 18 again, and Robert Streb had trouble off the tee. He was fortunate to get up and down, make a par to keep the playoff going. Kevin Kisner had a chance to win it on the first playoff hole, didn't make his birdie, so they would play 18 again, and Robert Streb would take advantage.
159 yards. Plays away. This ball should release upon impact. This ball on the right-hand side releases up by the cup. That could go! Oh, my word, that scared the hole. That looks to be a kick-in birdie from this advantage. Oh, my goodness. Kevin Kisner with a chance to answer, but what a play out of Robert Streb.
Brilliant play there from Robert Streb. Just keep giving yourself chances to win a golf tournament. Somehow you're going to get it done. What a beautiful approach right here into 18 in the second playoff.
Yeah, Robert Streb won this tournament in a playoff in 2014. 6 years later, he would do it again.
15 inches away from victory for Robert Streb for the second time on the PGA Tour. Back through and into the cup, and Robert Streb is the winner of the RSM Classic, the first 2-time winner of the Classic. He collects 500 FedEx Cup points, and I imagine there'll be an extra moment of thanks at the dinner table this coming Thursday. Happy Thanksgiving, my friend.
He certainly had to work hard for it, maybe a lot harder than he was expecting. Fred lost the lead on the back 9, got into the playoff, and then sealed the deal the second time they played 18.
Tenacity. That's the word that I'm going to use to describe Robert Streb this week. Making only 2 bogeys during regulation, had the tenacity to roll home a par putt to prolong the playoff, then had the tenacity to hit a shot from out of the rough to within 15 inches and to win. What a great week for Robert Streb.
And really, even though he didn't win this tournament again, it was a great week for Kevin Kisner as well with that Sunday 63. Doug Bell just came up short in the playoff.
Quite a week for Kevin Kisner. 1 bogey in 74 holes. Really a remarkable note there. And he put pressure on Robert Streb. And as he said, give Streb credit. That was one heck of a shot. Not only at the end of regulation is 17, but on the second playoff hole. We'll see Kevin Kisner in Maui. He's taking a few weeks off with the family, and his game appears to be in good form.
Robert Streb, a second win in this tournament, and Kevin Kisner now 0-5 in playoffs on the PGA Tour in his career. Well, we got a holiday break coming up following Thanksgiving. Our play-by-play coverage will resume in a couple of weeks with round 1 of the Mayakoba Golf Classic presented by Unifin beginning Thursday, December 3rd, 11 a.m. Eastern on SiriusXM PGA Tour Radio. Remember, you can always listen free on a computer or mobile device at pgatour.com/live audio or via the Tour's official iPhone, iPad, and Android apps. So, John, we know it every time, it seems. Go to Sea Island. It's going to be a tight golf tournament. It was a tight golf tournament again this Sunday and a third straight playoff, this time won again by Robert Streb.
Yeah, pretty incredible stuff by all these players. I mean, we had Cameron Tringali delivering a brilliant 8 under par. Kevin Kisner played spectacular, but Robert Streb, just like Fred Albers said, I mean, great way to hang in there when he was tested, able to get the job done, made putts when he needed to, but that spectacular iron play on the second playoff hole, just absolutely brilliant.
Well, if you didn't have access to a television or simulcast, you can still catch a re-air of today's final round broadcast tonight, 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. Eastern. Then again tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. in the East on Golf. You can catch a re-air of our coverage tonight beginning at 5 p.m. Eastern on SiriusXM PGA Tour Radio. Our broadcast team proud to don quality products and the following valued partners of PGA Tour Radio: apparel by Cutter and Buck PGA Tour Apparel, hats from Imperial Headwear, umbrellas provided by Gustbuster, and outerwear from FootJoy. The coordinating producer of our play-by-play coverage is Alan Trexler. Producer is Kelly Clemens. Associate producer Valerie Seward. Engineer Joe Gregory. And the executive producer of multimedia programming and satellite radio for the PGA Tour is Dave Logue. For our entire PGA Tour radio team, I'm Earl Forsey. Have a safe and very happy Thanksgiving. It's certainly going to be a happy one for Robert Streb, winner for a second time at Sea Island in a playoff at the RSM Classic.
This broadcast. This is what she deserved. She had put up with years of lies and fighting for Bill. Now she was going to get her due.
It is her first campaign tour ever on behalf of herself.
The energy in here is overwhelming.
I mean, she was making history a lot, going back to her college age years, then as a law student soon thereafter, as the first lady in Arkansas, and then to the White House. I mean, how do you summarize, her legacy leading up to her life as the First Lady of the United States, and then, her pursuit of presidential aspirations?
Yeah, well, first let me say this series has been so tremendous, and I think it culminates tonight. Tonight's the last episode focusing on Hillary Clinton. But oftentimes I think historians overlook the role of First Ladies, and they really, First Ladies have such an impact not only on their husband, but as a result on our history. So I love the series. And as far as Hillary Clinton is concerned, how do you sum up a legacy like that? She is a trailblazer and a groundbreaker. And every step along the way in her career, she has just, again, broken ground for women and for young women and for little girls to make it easier for them to follow. And I am just forever grateful to be able to have worked for her. Whether it was, busting the idea of what a first lady should be, or running for office as a sitting first lady, or being the first woman to get her party's nomination for president, or a global icon in terms of advocating for women. She's just been an incredible woman, and her impact on history will be profound.
Well, she's the focus tonight. Patty Celeste Doyle, thank you so much. Catch the CNN original series, First Ladies, profiling Hillary Clinton, tonight, 10 o'clock. I have loved this series, too. Every installment has been remarkable, learning something each time.
After Gianna and her mother spoke at an emotional press conference, longtime family friend and former NBA player Stephen Jackson comforted Gianna. He did what her father would have done, told her how proud he was of her and hoisted her onto his shoulders, where she shared a hope for us all.
Visit CNNHeroes.com to vote for this year's most inspiring moment. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Frederica Wakefield. The CNN Newsroom continues right after this.
Could
get it as soon as December the 11th. That's less than 3 weeks from now. Dr. Monsef Slaoui says he hopes to be able to ship vaccines to immunisation sites within 24 hours of approval by the US Food and Drug Administration.
We will have already identified with each state and Department of Health where they want the vaccines to be located. We cannot move the vaccine doses prior to the emergency use authorization. Within 24 hours from the approval, the vaccine will be moving and located in the areas where each state will have told us where they want the vaccine doses. And then it is each state that will decide specifically, based on the guidance from the ACIP and CDC, who they will vaccinate.
Professor Lawrence Gostin is director of the WHO Centre on Public Health and Human Rights, and he told me more about the distribution of the vaccine.
There already have been advanced purchases for billions upon billions of doses from the United States, the UK, Canada, even India. And this has meant that COVAX hasn't been able to secure even close to the number of vaccine doses it needs to distribute around the world. Remember, we're going to have the most monumental vaccine campaign that we've ever had in our history. And the poor countries won't get it. This is what I foresee. I foresee the UK, Europe, the US, and some richer Asian countries getting pretty much immunized by this summer, whereas lower and middle income countries may not be fully immunized, for 2 or 3 years, and that's going to cause a great deal of anger and distrust.
The German Chancellor Angela Merkel says that she's worried nothing has been done to give poor countries access to coronavirus vaccines, in spite of promises of help from the world's biggest economies. She was speaking after attending the G20 summit, at which she and her fellow leaders committed themselves to the affordable and fair distribution of vaccines. Well, the summit was hosted virtually by Saudi Arabia, and our chief international correspondent, Lise Doucette, joins us live now from Riyadh. So, Lise, what have they been saying this time around about helping those low-income countries?
Well, what a reality check came from the German Chancellor when at the end of this two-day virtual summit, where almost hour after hour we heard G20 leaders emphasizing how important it was to assure equitable and affordable access for all to the vaccines, to diagnosis, to all of the resources needed to combat the virus. Then the German Chancellor says, well, actually, I'm a bit worried, as we've just been hearing, that most of the doses have already been bought up by the richest countries in the world, the United States, Canada, Britain, and they're proudly telling their own populations, we're going to get you vaccinated, while the rest of the world looks on without the money to buy the vaccines. And what Angela Merkel was emphasizing is, first of all, the negotiations haven't begun with COVAX and with Gavi, the Vaccination Alliance, to say, how do we go about this? And we also know that vaccines, some of the new vaccines that are now in process, have to be stored at such low temperatures that some countries simply don't have the ability to actually take care of the vaccines. So I think Angela Merkel was quite important in saying, listen, we're saying that the coronavirus crisis is a test for G20, but we're going to fail it if we don't get moving soon.
Somber thoughts there, Lise. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Excuse me. The Ethiopian Prime Minister has issued an ultimatum demanding the surrender of Tigrayan forces within 72 hours as the government prepares to attack the northern region's capital of Mekelle. It's the third week of open conflict between the central government and regional leaders that has forced thousands from their homes. Our Africa editor, Will Ross, has more.